Previously, I've spoken about IShowSpeed showing support for Palestine, and now we have news. IShowSpeed tips barber $5,000 after finding out he is from Gaza, even though he offered the haircut for free. This is from a Mint Press post. American streamer IShowSpeed has gone viral for tipping a barber $5,000 in South Africa after discovering the barber was originally from Gaza. The interaction was captured during a live stream of his trip to South Africa. After getting his haircut, Speed asked the barber for the price. The barber initially insisted on giving the cut for free out of personal respect, was a was a gesture of solidarity, repeatedly saying no to the payment. Upon confirming the barber was from Gaza, Speed insisted on paying and provided an additional $5,000 tip as a show of personal support. It is something positive to see, and positive from both sides. Not that if he didn't, it wouldn't be positive. Positive from both sides, meaning the barber was gonna do it for free anyway, regardless for whatever reasons he was gonna do it for free. Maybe he looks up to Speed and his solidarity with Palestine and stuff like this. And at that time, um, we've seen what Speed has done for Palestine. So that's positive, and then the tip is positive, and you can see people like to say people from Gaza are X, Y, and Z in terms of what we've seen, what the Zionists and other people have been saying. But then even other people to say, okay, but they're just waiting for money X, Y, and Z. First of all, what do you expect of them? They got absolutely nothing, and they have no opportunities to work to do certain things. So what would you do in that position? And secondly, we've been seeing it. They've been doing things whatever they're possible to do. We've been seeing people sell whatever they have, what they find, what they've got remaining. We've even been seeing children selling whatever they have, and whatever else. We've seen videos. So even in these circumstances, they're trying to make money, so people can get rid of that excuse. But here we can see that man is not. He could have just said, "Oh, your Speed, so you're gonna pay, I don't know, $100 because I want you to give me that much money." But no, he was saying, "I'll do it for free," and we see Speed giving him a tip. I hope this inspires more people to donate to reputable Palestinian causes. And I'm going to say reputable because there's many Palestinian causes that are, these people behind them and the organizations, they're absolute khabith, vermin, vultures. They take a lot of the money and they use loopholes, whether Islamically or non-Islamically. They use loopholes to take the money, or they give money to people employed by them and use loopholes and for marketing, and you're an employee and all these other things that they use, and they take money. That they take our donations first of all, that we gave, and second of all, that our donations it's not just belong to us, it belongs to the people that we donate to. So they take it from us and they take from the people that should be receiving it double, and then they pretend they use these staged things to create marketing. Oh, look what we're doing. You're not doing anything at all, a lot of them, and you're just taking our money. And that's what they're loving. Every time there's a crisis, you see them so many paid adverts. So give your money to reputable people. If you know Palestinians, or this is Palestinians as an example, Palestinians, Sudanese, Yemeni, Lebanese, Syrian, or anybody else from any community that you know is affected in different ways, help them. Whether if you know people locally that have traveled, or if you know people abroad directly, or those kind of ways, give it that way. Or if you know people that can do that, let's say you have a relative or a friend that is from that community or whatever, then give money this way is better, because not only has the genocide exposed the enemies of humanity to everybody, but it's exposed these khabith, vermin, vulture, whores. They're just greedy for money. That's all they are. And they want to use loopholes, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim. They want to use loopholes, and particularly the Muslim ones, they use loopholes to take money, but deep down they know they will be disgraced in this world and the next. But I guess money, a lot of people say, is the root of all evil, and often it is the root of evil. Not all the evil, but often it is the root of evil because of money, alongside alcohol and other stuff. But money is because of over money, people cheat. Over money, people lie. Over money, people steal. Over money, people even kill and murder and all these other things. And here we're seeing over money, people will pretend that they're helping certain people when they're not, or they'll make it seem like they're helping more than they are just to take your money. So I started off with a positive story. I'm going to end on a negative to turn it into a positive. Give your money where you know it's going to help to create more positive impact rather than many of these khabith, vermin, vulture, whores. I'm not saying all charities are like this, but of course, unfortunately, we see many of them are like that, and many of them, unfortunately, they're quite big. So we don't know how many tens of millions they are taking, and how many people are donating to them without even knowing. So I hope more people do stuff like this, and more people do it in a way where they're not going to these greedy charities, they're giving it in the right ways. And also, I hope these charities, 2026 is a year where these charities are absolutely humiliated to such an extent that they cannot even show their faces anymore, and they cannot run any more charity campaigns, and all the people who donated to them take them to task.